God made me fresh.
Carvelo.
931-615. Yeah. Lil Dilly from the bottom of the mouth. I ain't gotta have a strap. I still get him with the rap. Hating Dilly, man, you gotta be an idiot. In fact,
We open it up. If you guys aren't familiar, this used to be Forge Christian, and they had a name change to Forge Christian, and still carried on the basketball tradition with getting that state title. So we'll open it up.
Coach, I know you lost a few key seniors last year. As you sort of shift roles in the players being able to step up into those shoes, what do you hope to see from your team this year, and how hard is it going to be to replace some of those key seniors?
Replacing a senior is obviously never easy, while at the same time, the culture of our program, of what has been established even before my time, still remains. Even looking at these guys, I think it will be beneficial for you. Any coach will tell you we have a returning starting point guard. It's a huge piece for us, in Peyton Miller. We're excited for that, but then we also had guys that last year, they were chomping at the bit to have an opportunity as well. And we could have gone down to 12 players who legit could have participated last year. And so I know those guys, and 3 of them are sitting right here, are excited for that opportunity. And obviously you can't replace the guys that we had last year. It was a good group of guys, awesome group. We'd had them for a couple of years. They love to play above the rim, which at the 3 level is not something you see often. We got a couple guys that are trying to get there. We'll see if we can get there, but we're excited.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Forge Christian jersey, guys, and all that tradition behind it.
Honestly, it's great that we're representing God in everything we do, giving glory to Him in everything we do. It's great that we got on a big platform at the end of the year and winning, and then giving all the glory to God. It's great that we're able to do that.
I just agree with him. It's like a big honor to be able to be repping this, and it's just an honor to give it to God.
What's the team going to look like coming into this season? You graduated some key seniors. What are you guys going to look like, and how do you guys expect to end up? You guys going to be able to defend your title?
I got an answer for that. You want to answer that first?
My big thing is we lost people, but we didn't lose talent. We still have insane talent all across the boards. We're deep this year as well. No expectations have changed. We still have the expectation to go back to back this year.
We're a solid squad. There was no reason we couldn't do what we did last year.
Is it sometimes hard to look? I asked a few of these teams that there are a lot of champions here, but whenever you win a championship, is it hard not to look too far ahead when a new season starts and you just kind of have to rebuild it from the ground up again? Whoever wants to take that.
Coach is already saying there should be no letdown. Just keep working hard and just keep the legacy going.
You mentioned that last year's team played above the rim a lot. Are you going to change stylistically at all the way you play, the way you approach games this year?
Yes and no. I think we have to adapt a little bit. Behind Carson Yasso, which is Burke's older brother, he was a big rim protector for us. So obviously that dictated what you were able to do a little bit with pressure-wise out on the court. But even with that, I think this year, yes, not much will change. Our expectations of a high level of execution and energy on the defensive end and as we run the court will still be there. Obviously, as a team, we will have to play a little bit better defense this year. We got to be ready to help each other and take charges, and because we don't have that guy that can touch 11-4. Yeah, it's a difference maker. So, yeah.
Is there a memory from your last championship season? It was so great. Is there a memory or a moment that you think you're going to hold on to that's going to stick with you?
Yeah, that last second, when Master had the ball and he was dribbling down and then he just threw it up and then we all gathered, I can remember that exactly right in my head.
Coach, how important was last year's state championship win? I think you graduated before the run of those 5 straight, but how important was that? I'm sure you were a little bit bitter than
your history
right after you graduated. But how big was that for you and to be such a huge part of it, coaching that team?
Yeah, obviously the part there connected to the history of me being a graduate. Me being a little bitter that we were a very good team my senior year. Didn't lose a game until that game that we lost to Eaton in the semifinals. But even more so, I think, was the piece of coming back 5 years ago, because I was at Jefferson Academy before and stepped in and took over under Andrew Haas. is the piece of it, even in the connection with having to change the name of from Faith to Forge. And for our community, it was a big piece of, okay, there are some unknowns of what's going to occur, right? And so seeing that, not only did you have those 5 in a row state championships, yes, wish I could have been a part of them. Some of them were my buddies that, yes, still to this day give me a hard time. So yes, it was fun to win it as a coach, to finally get that championship on your belt. But at the same time, I think it meant more as a community, just to be able to go out that last year with the name Faith under our belt and to end it with 7 state championships. And yes, we're continuing on as a school, but the name Faith and Forge are obviously different. Yeah.
Players, how does it feel to play for a coach that has history at your school? A coach that just is coming on coaching, coach basketball, somebody that actually has history there.
It's fun because he knows what it's like exactly with us. He knows the culture of the team because he's been around it so long.
They call him open.
No. I like how because the coach that was here previously, he's still with us, and he had a lot of the older play style, and he knows way more of the newer play style, but he also had all his experience with him. So we're getting a mix of both, which I think is great.
Okay, thank you guys.
Appreciate it. Thanks all.